So Jessica actually came out of NAR relatively recently during the pandemic. Her question is, how do I genuinely unlearn the false teachings from my previous NAR Word of Faith church?
In chapter, I was looking through this to remind myself of the chapter, the Apostolic Takeover and Spiritual Abuse. I think that's chapter 4. We have a section recovering from NAR. It starts on page 95. And, we give some advice in there, but we talk about learning to read the Bible better, that's really key, learning because people have learned to read the Bible incorrectly often because that's been modeled to them by NAR leaders who just claim they have hidden insights into the scripture and things like that they're revealing. So people need to learn how to read the Bible properly in context, using proper methods of reading the Bible. Then we talk about the importance of finding a good church, and that can be really difficult for people, especially people who've been in our church or another church where they've been experienced false teaching and spiritual abuse and things like that. They often are afraid to go look for a new church or feel like they don't know how to find a good church and don't want to be deceived again. And so, but a good church is so important to have that fellowship with other believers that can can help us. But the thing is, those believers won't always understand what you've been through if you're coming out of NAR, because many of those believers have never been part of NAR. They don't even understand it or know what it is. And so we talk about the importance of maybe joining a support group, doing something like you all have been doing here, book discussion group, or finding a support group on Facebook, or having fellowship with other Christians who are also who understand NAR and maybe have come out of it themselves or have helped others come out of it. And then also learning about spiritual abuse is so important, because many people don't even realize they experience spiritual abuse in a NAR church until they learn what it is and what the tactics are and the signs of that are. So, that can be reading books and listening to podcasts and coming to an understanding of what spiritual abuse is and looks like. And that will help people who are afraid of going to another church have confidence that they can spot spiritual abuse if they visit other churches and see that, so they won't be, they won't experience that again in the future.
And also, the rest of us need to be understanding and maybe sensitive to ways in which practices that we've let slip in might be problematic for people who've left NAR. We don't haven't had any questions yet about the music, but this is one we've heard from people about, where they've left a NAR church or community, and it's been difficult for them, and they found a church that they feel at home in. And then so many of the songs are Bethel music songs or Hillsong songs, and there's a chapter in the book about this. And for them, it's even more difficult than maybe the rest of the congregation singing these things, because they make the associations with the music that were part of their experience before. And it's just something to be sensitive to, and try to be understanding of, and realize the effect that could have.